Hello and welcome to a very special video that I have for you all today, where I'm going to be talking you through one of my losing trades on Bitcoin. Yes, I am a YouTuber, yes, I am a Twitter guy, and yes, I am talking you through a losing trade today. Obviously, in this space, it does not happen very often at all, and I believe that is because of the real big negative stigma that there is with taking a loss. And my aim of this video is to just really, partly just pass on my knowledge and partly also just say, taking a loss is to be expected. There is no 100% win rate in trading, okay? We are trading the game of probabilities. So with that in mind, what separates a poor or average trader to a good and profitable trader is their risk management and how they deal with a loss when it comes, because you do know a loss can happen on any trade you take, okay? So with that said, I hope that you thoroughly appreciate this video. Obviously, there's no real benefit to me of me making it, but for you, I really hope that you can see the benefits of this video. I hope to pass on some great knowledge and, hopefully use this as some sort of inspiration. That would be absolutely great and make my day if I can help at least one person here. So I hope that you appreciate this one. And let's go. Let's begin. Obviously, this, by the way, is off of the back of the tweet I made a few days ago now saying, I'm more than happy to talk about a loss, because, I take losses and, here is the last loss that I took. So I'm talking you through this one. And I just guess thank you for some of these really, really nice comments that I've received recently. That's what inspires me to keep on making the content for you all. So thank you, everybody. And yeah, let's begin. So the loss I took on Bitcoin, okay, so it was a long, by the way, so I was long, quite aggressive on my longs recently, and that's because of the context. We are in my opinion, at least over the last few months, a bullish market structure. Longs have been the better trade. Okay, and context is so important when we talk about trades. Okay, if this was a bear market, if this was in 2018 and we saw this drop, all I'd look to is short the next rise. But because we're in, this uptrend, after a drop down like this, I'm looking aggressively for long positions, okay? And that's what I took. So I've got a few print screens from recent tweets that I've made. Okay, and this is what I'm saying. Am I wrong for long in this massive drop? In the end, yes, I suppose I was wrong. Okay, and but this is the thing. When you enter a trade, you need to know when you're right, when you're wrong, and when there's a sign of weakness. And here, I'm happy to admit my mistake. If we lose the macro point of control, that for me is like an invalidation level. Obviously, off the back of this. So as our quick drop down to where we hit around 9,725 mean the low, we had like a long lower wick. But I was entering my longs around, this 9,800 region. And on top of that one, I was, that's basically where I entered my first long. It was on this wick, okay? And for me, at first, it went pretty nice, okay? Because what we can see is after the back of that big drop down, we did have another rise. And you can see here how we dropped, had another rise, dropped, and have another rise. And this is the thing. When you are a trader, okay, you have to acknowledge that I am more of a short-term time frame trader. So I am not really a trader that's going to hold a position for months and months or weeks and weeks on end. I'm more of a trader that's in and out relatively quickly. Okay, obviously I do swing trade, but I am specialized in these short-term moves. So for me, like when I'm getting these moves down, okay, when I'm seeing these moves down, I do take profits on my trades. Okay, so obviously this is I suppose a screenshot of after that long. This is where I was taking profit at 9,976. Why do we take profit as a trader? Okay, the reason why you take profits is because you want to pay yourself. Okay, so if you manage to catch a long off the bottom of the channel, when you come up to the middle of the channel, you've got to pay yourself. You've got to reward yourself in some way. What this does is, firstly, it feels good to take profits. The only people that don't take profits are going to be the people that will be greedy and think, oh, I'm not, they could long here, and it gets to here and they'll think, well, I'm not going to take profits because it's going to keep going up and up and up. Why would I take profits here when I can take profits up here? That's the wrong way to think. You cannot get greedy as a trader. You really cannot get greedy thinking that something's just going to keep going. Otherwise, you will be in the situation where you have profits, you see very nice profits, and then those profits turn to a loss. And then you would, I'm sure, kick yourself for not locking in at least a percentage. So for me, this was off the back of this, locking in a percentage of my profits. Was it the whole trade? Absolutely no, it wasn't. But, it was locking in a percentage. I will show you this blocked tweet, by the way, of the guy that I just blocked people instantly now. Proof of trade, please. I'm sorry if this isn't enough proof, then I literally have no idea what you're on about. But yeah, for that reason, blocked. So yeah, moving on. Off of the back of that long, I did compound my long. Okay, so obviously first long here took profit, and I added to my long position as we come down. This was for me nice confluence where you had like the swing failure pattern of the lows onto the 618. Okay, for me that is a very strong support where I felt very confident in my. I must admit, I did feel very confident in this long position. Again, I would look to take profits at the middle of my channel. But at the end of the day, I was looking to take this higher to around 10,250, if I'm honest. 10,000. Obviously, I was aware of the gap as well at 10,400. Obviously, on the CME, and the CME is inflated prices. You know, they're trading at a big premium. So that would bring you to around 10,250-ish, is where I was looking to take this long, if I'm honest. And you know, this is the thing, at this moment in time, I saw no reason, you know, I had no invalidation. There was no reason for me to be bearish. I had seen drops down, bought up, drops down, okay, taking out a lot of longs, and you know, bought up. So I had you know, as well as holding the bottom of my channel. You can see there was no closes below this thus far. Okay, and this is where now I'm starting to, I suppose, get a bit, one could say, possibly overconfident. I mean, as a trader, I am I'd say I'm good at managing my emotions. I'm never going to get carried away. I'm always looking at bullish and bearish scenarios. I can assure you that I don't become euphoric anymore. Maybe when I first started trading many years ago, I did. I'm sure get very like euphoric and think, oh, this is so good. This is what a trade. But you know, now you know, I'm very open to, you know, always just keeping on top of my trades, not getting carried away, not thinking, oh, look at this bounce, we're going straight to 14,000. You know, much more of a level to level calm and you know, calm trader, if I'm honest. So yeah, that was obviously off of this bounce here. And what you can see is, for me, we come up to the middle of the channel again, which, by the way, was from this high to the low, also the 618 resistance. So it's another reason you got to be taking profits here. So I did take profits on the middle of that channel. And obviously what we can see there is we came back down to the midpoint, and then we started holding it as resistance, okay? So from my longs that I had been taking, this was for me the red sign, and I built up a pretty big long, okay? But this was for me now a bearish sign that we had come up. We had rejected off of the 618, which, as you can see, was also the middle of the channel. Okay, we had rejected off the middle of the channel, 618, and then we come back down below, and then we were holding the middle of this channel, okay, or sorry, the top of this other sideways channel that I have as resistance, unable to break through, with the long higher wicks, almost a shooting star candle on this one, through the top of the channel, closing back down below. This is a sign of weakness, okay? And this is the thing. A good bit of knowledge, I suppose, is that you want to let your winners, you know, you can let your winners run, okay, e.g. take profits and, you know, trail stop losses. But when you see signs of weakness, when you are starting to see signs that you could be wrong, you want to close losing trades as quickly as possible, okay? That doesn't mean getting scared, moving your stops up to break even too quick, etc., etc., etc. You know, as long as you have a you know, a very methodical a very you know, clear plan, okay, and a thought process where you can clearly identify weakness and identify invalidation levels, you are better off, okay, if you think a trade is going to come against you, closing out of that trade early, even if it's for a loss, which in this case I did take a loss. You know, you're better at closing out of that trade and for a small loss than why wait till your stop loss is hit. Okay, there's no need to wait for a stop loss to be hit if you can identify. And obviously this is easier said than done, because I appreciate many of you are still like learning to trade and stuff. But you know, when you get to the level where you can identify this weakness, then you've got to be open to admitting you're wrong. Okay, if you as I kind of, you know, this is the thing that a few days ago I was, you know, happily would say, off of the back of these moves here, this one and this one, you know, I was feeling absolutely great, absolutely no reason to be bearish. Obviously these moves as well, you know, you're going from 9,650 to 10,000. These are big moves to, you know, get in on, essentially. But then when you start to see weakness in the chart, obviously the weakness here is the fact you cannot break over 618 at all, and your fact you're making bearish market structure with lower highs, lower lows, and I was just envisioning this to come down again for another lower low here, so bearish market structure locally. You've got to recognize that weakness and be able to admit, okay, I was wrong in this setup, I was wrong in this idea, I should close out for a loss before it gets too big, okay? So if you can identify the weakness and close out of a loss before it gets unmanageable, okay, or, you know, obviously if a trade hits your stop loss, then it shouldn't be unmanageable, but if you can minimize the losses, then overall on the long term you should see consistency. And this was quite a funny tweet from somebody. yeah, this guy, I mean, literally, just because, as this guy says, you have no idea how technical analysis works. If you feel really frustrated about me one day being bullish, okay, off of the back of these moves, which did, include very high percentage moves if you're day traders, then you get, frustrated about me going into a short position or saying my setup is invalidated. As this guy says, you have no idea how technical analysis works. Okay, obviously there's a difference between saying, oh, one day I'm bullish, one day I'm bearish, one day I'm bullish, one day I'm bearish, and like flip-flopping, 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 then that's not how technical analysis works. But if you are, you have a plan, you have a strategy, and you are open to admitting you're wrong and saying, this is where my invalidation is, I want to get out of this trade, you get somehow annoyed by this, well, guess what's going to happen if you try and do anything like that to me? Blocked. As that guy got blocked. As you can see, there's a common recurrence. I don't bother replying to anyone now. It's just like instant block, instant block. No time for it. So yeah, moving on to the next tweet that I wanted to, highlight to you all is know how to identify weakness and where you are invalidated, and you can still make money even when your original idea is wrong. This is where, as I said here, holding a strong bias or an ego of not admitting when you're wrong, you are guaranteed to lose money. For instance, if I had been the type of trader that's going to say, openly have, posted on Twitter, for example, openly posted to my group that I'm bullish off of the back of these moves, I'm buying and I'm going long. Obviously, I'm taking profits, but I'm saying, I'm long, I'm looking for longs here. If then I see an invalidation, and instead of saying, okay, I'm wrong on this setup, okay, which is, in my opinion, a good thing to be able to recognize and do. But instead I have such an ego. I don't want to admit I'm wrong, All I could have done is, as it come down lower, just kept on buying and buying and buying and buying as it goes down, saying, I'm not wrong here, we're going to get the bounce. But, does that make sense? What is it better to do? Admit you're wrong and close out of a trade, or hold on to this bias, hold on to this ego of saying, I'm not going to lose this trade. I don't want to close out this trade. It's going to come good in the end. What do you think is, this is a rhetorical question, what do you think is going to come good at the end of the day? Okay, consistency over the long term. Are you going to make more money by recognizing when you're wrong, recognizing weakness and closing out of a trade? Okay, or are you going to make more money by saying, opening along, and as it keeps coming down and down and down and down and down and down and down, saying, I'm not closing out this trade, it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce, I cannot admit I'm wrong, it's going to happen. Who's going to be more consistent at the end of the day? It's for you to think. In my opinion, obviously, it's being able to recognize, invalidations, and this is the thing that I want to highlight here is in trading. Okay, as I kind of mentioned at the start, in trading, everything is a probability. There are no guaranteed trades, okay? So every trade that I take, there's obviously a risk that I can lose it, okay? And with that in mind, that's obviously why risk management is so important. But quite a funny thing, I guess I would say to you all is, one thing that many people ask me, when they, people that are not traders, I suppose, people that in real life, they ask me what I do, and I say that, I'm a trader. Some people, especially the, no, I won't say, but some people will say, isn't that just gambling? Okay, they really have no idea how the market works. Okay, and my answer is normally, do you think I could have made the amount of money that I had if it was all gambling? As well as just the simple fact, if you look at the win rates of my trades, okay, you cannot have such a high win rate that I do have if it's just luck, if it's just gambling. There is 100% an edge in this market. If you can recognize the markets, you can recognize these tools, put them to good use, you 100% can have an edge and be successful and profitable and consistent in your trades. And I'm sure, the demographic that I have here, wanting to learn to trade, understand that there's clearly an edge, and there's clearly people that run these markets. But at the end of the day, it's not a gamble. But you then, on top of that, it's not a gamble, but you have to know it's a game of probabilities. Okay. And that's why we only take the trades with the best probabilities. We're not just taking here, there, 50-50 trades. We're waiting for the confluences, the levels to come together, the context of the trades to all line up to take only the best trades. And I do believe I took a good trade here. Okay, am I wrong? I suppose yes, I am wrong, because I was building along, and obviously price fell down. But nevertheless, that has to happen in trading. You cannot win every trade. So yeah, I hope that was section was helpful for you all, and how you can just see how this channel continues to be absolutely perfect. By the way, I will just like really quickly highlight it to you all. But you can see here on this channel how we obviously were going from high to low to high to midpoint to midpoint to midpoint to high to low to high to low to midpoint to low to midpoint to low to the midpoint here. I mean, this channel for me, off of the back of the losing trade that I've taken here, I must have done about 6 winning trades. So six let's just say four, 5 winning trades I must have taken off of this. Because obviously I was longing back here, and then the one losing trade you take, it's not going to damage you in any way, shape, or form. But there's obviously going to be people that are, just I don't know, man. Don't know where I was going with it, but it's at the end of the day, I just really wanted to make this video just to highlight to you all, I am going to be taking a loss, okay? It is a game of probabilities. It's impossible to win every trade. Please, 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 if I can like open up about one thing in this video, it's you have to know how to control your losses. You really have to be open to taking a loss. If you are not open to taking a loss, you're not going to be winning at the end of the day. You have to be open to taking a loss. You have to be open to recognizing where you're wrong, okay? Recognizing when you're wrong, closing the trade, and concentrate on your winners. But also, I guess a bonus tip is journal. Record all your trades, record your statistics, where you're doing good, where you're doing wrong, how can you improve, okay? And you should start to see consistency. And I'd like to end with a little bit of a, I suppose, psychology, a bit of psychology or inspiration maybe, of a post that I put in the group of mine. You might have to pause the screen and read all of this, by the way. So yeah, but basically, I suppose I could read it, but basically what I suppose better to pause and read. But what I was going through here is I kind of want to read it, but I don't want to make this video too long. But I've already gone for 16 minutes. Let's go for a little skim, because I believe I can make it more powerful if I read. So the difference between a champion and someone who is forgotten is a champion shows up, okay? That's the only thing every day shows up. Sorry, I've worded this probably a little bit wrong, but don't ignore the grammar. Take a note of what I'm saying. The only difference between a loser and a champion is a champion will show up every day. A champion gives himself to make a difference, okay? Because success doesn't know these things about, I'm too cold to do this, I'm too tired, I don't have the time. There's so many excuses that you can make. But, success doesn't know excuses, okay? So if it doesn't know, all it knows is if you showed up, if you show up and put in the time. For some of you, when you do what you do, you act as if you have another opportunity. Every opportunity is the last opportunity. Don't just take this willy-nilly. Don't just think, I'll work on it tomorrow. Take every opportunity as it's your last opportunity. I mean, rhetorical question again, but do you think I got to where I got to today by being lazy, by being stubborn, by saying I'll do it tomorrow, by putting things off? I must say no. I put in a lot of time, a lot of hours, and it's not easy. Being a trader is not easy, but it is the most rewarding and amazing thing that you will get by the end of it. I mean, I hope that you can just see how far I've come and use that as an inspiration, I suppose. But don't act as if there is another opportunity. Use this as your last. If you really want it, you got to fight for it, okay? You cannot just say you want it. You cannot just watch a video and say, I want this as bad as I want to breathe. It's nice to say you want to be a trader, but when it's showtime, when the sun comes up, you've got all the books, you've got all the videos, you've got all the cheat sheets, you've got all the access. Now is the time to do it. Don't keep putting it off. Don't do it doing it here and there. Put in all your effort, put in the time, and you will see the rewards. Okay, if trading was easy, everybody would do it. You're going to feel upset sometimes. You're going to feel discouraged sometimes. Just go through it. Going to take a quick drink. 1 second. Okay, apologies. I know I'm not the best speaker, but there we go. I hope this has helped me. I know. Why do you want to become a champion? What do you want to accomplish? Why are you doing this? If you say, I want to become a trader, so maybe, if I want to become a trader, so maybe one day I can be financially free and provide for my family. Maybe I can work when I want, make my own hours, do what I want to do. I say, if you think this way, you're going to be a loser. You are not going to make it if that is your thought. If that's how you think, you are never going to make it, because there is no maybe. Okay, you have to get up and you say, I want to be a champion. I will do whatever it takes. The amount of hours it takes, the amount of studying it takes, the amount of capital it takes, the amount of rewatched videos it takes, whatever it takes, I will do it. That is the answer I want to hear from you. So there is no maybes. There is, maybe I will become a trader and I'll become financially free. That's not the way a winner works. Okay, a champion does not think, maybe I'll do this. Champion thinks, I am gonna do this. I am gonna smash this trade. I'm gonna win this trade. As I've said many times, confidence, self-confidence is a must. Okay, you cannot go through life thinking, I'm okay. I'm okay at this. I honestly think I wake up every morning. I look at my charts. I think I'm going to win this trade. I'm the best trader in crypto. I am the best trader in crypto. I'm going to smash this trade. I'm going to win this trade and I'm going to make some money today. If I woke up in the morning and said, I'm okay at trading. Maybe I'll win, maybe I'll lose today. Who knows? I'm not going to have I'm just not going to be in the zone. The zone for me is thinking, I am the best. And some people hate it when I say that. Some people really get annoyed when I refer to myself as a good trader. But for me, I really believe I am, and that's part of being a champion. I feel I'm the best. But moving on, you can detect right away those that are not fully invested in themselves or their goals, those that will fall behind or not go all the way, and those that are very hungry and those that have the hunger to develop, because you have to create a goal for yourself, short and long term, and you have to go after that. And if you do not see it, and if you do not believe it, who else will? If you have the goal, if you have the dream, and you don't believe that dream yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to encourage you. No one else is going to push you. If you yourself do not push yourself, you have to strive. You have to be hungry. You have to want. And if you have all of that, if you are so invested in something, you will naturally attract the energy around you. You are only going to move forward. You are only going to attract positive energy if you have positive energy. If you are negative, if you are low on life, you are not going to attract positive energy. And, if you do not have those goals, no one else is going to push you towards your goals. You have to start off with yourself. And when you start pushing towards your goals, you will attract people that will help you and push you towards your goals. So, the thought process behind this is just really powerful. You have to be invested. You have to put in the time, there we go. So there are those that get some losses and give up. Okay, and then there are those that take some losses and learn and advance from each one. That is what divides a champion from not being a champion. If you can go through this pain period, you can make it to become a champion. Exactly like what I wanted to go through today. If I had taken a loss, this loss that I took a few days ago, if I took that loss and I'd become depressed, I'd be like, oh, I've lost some money here. What do I do? I can't take this loss. I want to keep holding on to it. I'm waiting for a bounce. Maybe you're underwater and you think, please bounce. I just want to get out, break even. I just want to get out of this trade. No, I am locking in the loss. I'm taking the loss. I'm not caring. I literally couldn't give it, I couldn't care less if I take a loss. I took a loss. I move on to my next trade. And guess what? After I took that loss, I did take another trade. And my next trade, by the way, was from the bottom of this channel to the top of this channel. And I literally traded it perfectly. That's the thing. That's what separates the winners and the losers. The losers are going to become, overly thinking about loss. And I'm not saying don't think about a loss. Where I am in my trading life is going to be different than a beginner. When you take a loss, you should study the loss and learn from the loss. Don't just take the loss and forget about it. You do want to record the loss. Okay, you do want to make some notes about that loss and learn from it, so you're not making the same mistake again. And sometimes, the loss that I took wouldn't really classify it so much as a mistake, but just maybe a little bit of an early entry, if anything, I suppose. But nevertheless, I believe my thought process was correct. But it's just that's the thing in trading. You can't win everyone. Sometimes you can identify why the loss, and you can adapt. But where I am, obviously I feel my strategy is doesn't need to be adapted so much. But record your losses as a beginner and learn from those losses. Okay, and as I mentioned here, that's what divides the champions and the spectators. That the spectators or the lower levels and are not going to know how to take those losses. They're not going to learn from those losses. They're going to just keep taking losses day after day after day. Whereas a champion is going to learn from every loss that they take. Okay, so moving on, you have to surround. Moving on to this paragraph. You cannot give up. I know this is what I just. No, this is You cannot give up. Pain is temporary. Pain is your friend. Pain is going to take you to that next level. I refer to the pain of losses. Okay, when you're going through pain of losses, I know what you're feeling. I know exactly, because I have been there. I have done that. You know, don't think that I didn't, when I first started, take a lot of losses. I did take a lot of losses when I was, starting as a trader. But I took those losses and I learned from those losses. I liked to take losses because every loss for me was a learning experience. Do you think that helped me improve as a trader? Hell yes. Hell yes, it helped me improve. But, I was there. I know the feeling of going on a losing streak. I know the feeling of thinking, I'm not going to make it. I have gone through those stages in my life, and I've come out the other side more stronger, I suppose. But you've got to get through it. And the reason why so many people are not champion traders is because every single time trades do not go their way, they give up. You have to surround yourself with positivity if you want to move forward. The people who you surround yourself with have a massive influence on your life. So align yourself with powerful people. Align yourself with people that can encourage and empower you. People you can learn from. People you can grow from. You want to align yourself with people who think like you, dream like you, people who want more out of life. It doesn't take any effort to be a loser, but it does take time and dedication to become a champion. Let's rock this 2020. Really strive and work hard for your dreams. Show your progress. Help others. And as one, we will succeed and your goals will be met. And, this is why I'm a strong advocate of, putting yourself in a really positive community. And obviously, for me anyway, like this Chart Champions community is one of great positivity. We have people putting out charts every day. We have people really striving and moving forward for what they want. And I feel that some of the students, for example, that have, come into full-time traders, that have started to become very profitable traders, they are used then as inspiration. People can see, wow, this guy has only, has started trading, and he's really, put in the time, he's put in the hours, he's made the effort, and he's really completing his goals. And when people can actually see, they can actually see the results, the proof that is put in front of them. It's powerful, and that is inspirational. Okay, for me, obviously, I haven't been on social media 10 years, but for me, I feel my story is pretty inspirational, I suppose. I did not start with anything. I was not born into money. Everything that I have today, I worked very, 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 very hard for. I was not handed anything on a plate. And, when I first started out, did I think I would make the amount of money I have? No way, no way, no way. I guess I could have only dreamed about it. Okay, I literally could have only dreamed about it. And then to have that dream become a reality is powerful. It's really great. And now for me to pass on this and see people that were similar to me, people that don't necessarily come from money, people that maybe do come from money, but they're working, just people, for example, that they're working their jobs, but they don't enjoy their job. They don't want to work the 9 to 5. They don't want to be a slave of society. They want to make something of themselves. They want to become a trader, become financially free, all the benefits and perks that becoming a trader are. And we have people in the community that are, striving towards that goal, and some people that have completed it, some people that are now full-time trading. And I think that's a massive inspiration. When you can actually see that it's happening, is so powerful. And, that's why I'm saying here, you got to surround yourself with positivity. Yes, you can become a trader on your own, and you can grind on your own very, very, very hard. Okay, but when you integrate yourself within a community, when you integrate yourself with the positivity, when you integrate yourself with people that are, in a trading perspective, sharing charts every day, okay, they're giving opinions, and it's not just random opinions like you'll see on Twitter, where you'll see somebody saying X, Y, and Z, Moonboy comments. They're actually giving structured opinions. That's what you want. That's really is what you want. So yeah, that's the end of the video today. I suppose wasn't envisaging this part to go on for so long. I did want to focus actually on the trade, but yeah, I think I went on for a little bit too long there reading through all this. But I do hope, nevertheless, it was helpful or inspiring. I don't know. I don't like to think that I don't know, man. I just hope that it was beneficial. The loss that I took on Bitcoin, yeah, I took a loss. Does it affect me as a trader? No. I take a loss and I move on to my next trade. I recognize that losses are part of the game. I recognize there is no 100% win rate. Okay, I understand that, and when I understand that, I I'm open to taking a loss, you know. I'm really, really open to it, and I have no, you know, I have nothing to prove. Okay, at the end of the day, I don't actually care whether you think I'm a good trader or not. I myself know I'm a good trader. So you know, I have nothing to prove on that regards for me anyway. So you know, there we go. I hope that this, again, once again, I really hope, really hope that at least I can help a few people with this video. And if I have, you know, I would really appreciate your thoughts down below. Please let me know in a comment below whether you've liked this video, you know, whether it has helped you in some way, shape or form. I would love to know. You know, it would make my day. It really would make my day to just have a few comments of anything really. Maybe you have a comment unrelated to trading and you just want to share something inspirational, you know, please put that positivity down below. And you know, that's what I want to see. If I can get one thing from that video, I hope it's that I've helped somebody today. So yeah, thank you once again, everybody. I really hope that you have an amazing week ahead. I'm going to be fairly inactive over the next few weeks because I am off to Brazil. I'm off to Brazil for the carnival, so that should be really fun. So yeah, just so you're aware, I will not be active if I'm honest. So I will be enjoying life, and that's what you want to do. You know, make it doing whatever you enjoy. You know, be that trading, but then you gotta, you know, use your time. Don't just get so obsessed with the charts. Don't just put in literally, you know, don't put in all of your time. You do have to relax. You do have to take a step back up from time to time and you know, reward and treat yourself, because you can get a little bit unhealthy if you literally put in all your time. You need to, you know, take a step back, use everything in moderation, okay? But you know, at the end of the day, if you want something, you do have to be serious about it. You do have to put the time. That's the only way you can really make anything in life. So be a champion, and there we go. Thank you everybody, and goodbye. Cheers.